Charuakchamandalam Sukarnaratnakundalam Sucharitangachandanam Namami Nandanandanam Sudirganetra Pankajam Sikhi Sikandamodajam Ananda Koti Mohanam Namami Nandanandunam Sunasikagram Swachandadanta Bhaktikam Navam Budangajik Shivatsalantanam Namani Nandanandanam Vyavana Sunagaram Vilasadasatasam Narendra Garvamojanam Nami Nandanandanam Pandangana Sunayakam Sada Pradayakam Jaganmano Pragoranam Namami Nandanandanam Srinandanandanastakam Pateryayanayandatam Tadet Bhavavidosaram Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanandanam Namami Nandanandanam 285 Muninja Vindavandite Trilokashokaharine Pasana Vaksha Pankaje Nikunja Vilasini Govinda Nandanandini Rajendra Sangha Sangate Kadakarisya Siyaman Vipakataksha Bhajanam Ashoka Vriksha Valari Danda Manda Mandiste Vala Vala Palava Marunangri Komale Vadadayas Paratkare Prabhuta Sampadalaye Kadakarisya Sihamam Vipakatakshamajadam Mangagantatam Varna Champaka Pradipta Koda Vigrahe Mukhadarada Naroti Koda Denu Mandale Vichicha Chicha Chandarajago Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Krishna. Yeah, we still need to. Anyone want to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nande Hari Bol.
Ajnanam timirandasya Jnananjana salakaya Chaksurunmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Twadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktai Tadabhaktaya Namo Namah. Yang Pravajantam Manupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahaka Taruajuhava Putriti Tanmayataya Taravo Benedus Tang Sarvabhu Hridayam Munimanatosmi Bhaktya Vihena Paradalakshay Chaptasya Kamadi Tarangamadye Kripamayitvam Sharanam Prapadyam Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tavoivasmi Najivami Tambina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tam Nayamam Charanantiki. First I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shishimad, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust. Oops, I forgot that one. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudevs, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat, Shishimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta, Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Shishimad Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. To our Param Gurudevs, Shishimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, and Shishimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. To all of his divine associates, and to all the assembled devotees, and the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus, who are my Shiksha Gurus, Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta, Madhav Maharaj, Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Bhan Maharaj, and Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj. Kripayati yadi radha, badita shesha badha, kema paravishishtam, pushti maryadi yorme. Yadi vadati chakinshit, smeraha soditasir, dvijavaramani pamtya, mukti shuktya tadakya. Shama sundara shikanda seka, smeraha samurali manohar, radhika rasika mam kripanite, swapriya charana kinkar. Prananatha Vrishabhanu Nandani, Srimakabja Rasalola Satapada, Radhika Paratale Kritastitim, Tvam Bhajami Rasikendra Shekhar. Sambhidaya Dashane Trinam Vivu, Prartaye Brajamahendra Nandan, Astu mohan tavati balava, janma janmani mari svari priya. If Sri Radhika is merciful to me, then unlimited obstacles to my devotion will be removed. There will be nothing superior for me to attain, because I will have received the excellence offered by the paths of both Vaidhi and Raganuga Bhakti. And if she speaks something while smiling gently, thereby revealing the brilliance of the rows of her beautiful pearl-like teeth, what significance will the oyster of liberation have? O Shyamasundar, O you whose head is adorned with peacock feathers, whose face is graced with a laughing smile, whose Murali flute enchants the mind, and who are most expert in relishing ras with Srimati Radhika. O ocean of mercy, please make me a kinkari at the feet of your beloved. So what do we want from Krishna? Good. You are the Lord of the life of the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj, and you are like a bee, always eager to taste the nectar of her lotus face. O Rasika Shekhar, foremost of those who are Rasik, who are situated at the feet of Srimati Radhika, I worship you. Who do we worship? Yes, Krishna at the feet of Radharani. O son of the king of Braj, O all-pervading one, O Mohan who enchants the minds of all, taking a piece of straw in my teeth, I pray that your supremely beloved Sri Radha be my dear, worshipful goddess, birth after birth. So today, the other speakers, you found it?
You're talking about this?
What?
Matala Hari Chani.
Yeah. Yeah. You have it?
I didn't know. What do you mean, have it?
That article.
What article?
The article that talks about Matala Harijana. Is this it?
This is a translation.
Yeah.
Not much.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Dude is not coming this way.
Okay. I didn't think so. All right. So today we're going to discuss. Oh, Madhu is here. How about, Madhu Prabhu, if I ask you to speak first? Because you had something prepared about Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj. All right. Well, please come and have a seat. Then I can drink my water. And then I'll speak. You have to drink water all day. It's very important. Otherwise you won't feel well. And if we can get the camera on him. You're being heard all over the world, Madhu.
Okay.
It's your debut.
Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Jana Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Gauraprastaya Bhutale Shri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Vana Goswami Niti Namine. First of all, I'd like to offer my humble and respectful obeisances. First of all, I'd like to offer my humble and respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Diksha and Shiksha Gurus, Sri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Van Goswami Maharaj and Sri Srimati Shamarani Didi, as well as my Paramesh Gurudevs, my Param Gurudevs, Sri Nitya Pravishna Om Vishnupada Saraswati, Sri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, as well as simultaneously Nitya Pravishna Om Vishnupada Saraswati, Sri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and the whole Gaudiya Guru Rupanuga Guru Varga, and all the assembled devotees headed by Srimati Shamarani Didi. So I've been asked to speak on the glories of a Rasikacharya in our line, Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj. And I'm completely unqualified, but to get the opportunity to purify my own tongue, I'll say just a few words. So Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj was not a normal personality. I had a very great opportunity to associate with one of his very dearest sevaks, Sripad Bhagavat Maharaj. And I spent time driving him across the country, so I heard some stories and I learned a little bit about the experiences he had when he was serving Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj in Bhubaneswar. So he was born in September 2nd of 1929 in Orissa in a town called Jagannath Pura, really close to Jagannath Puri. And from his maternal side of the family, they're all from a village called Gadai Giri. And in this village, they worship the deity called Gopalju. So he's born into a family of famous Vaishnavas who were doing they were famous kirtaniyas. They were like kirtan gurus, basically. He wasn't just stumbling in to Krishna consciousness. He was coming in to a family of saints. Actually, on his maternal side, his grandfather and his uncle were both saints. His grandfather was a Paramahamsa who, when he disappeared from this world, he announced like a week before, okay, at this date I'm going to leave, and they had a big festival, and then he just left, and it was a big party. And actually, at the same hora, same hour of the day, and the same titi, Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, his maternal uncle, and his grandfather all left at the same time in the month of Magh during Agni Hora. So it's a very special family line, worshipping Gopalju for a very long time. So one special contribution which Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj made to our Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta line, which he preached the same tattvic understanding of my Srila Param Gurudev, our Gurudev, Srila Yadula Pravisham Vishnupada Asutar Sat, Sri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. In his book, The Embankment of Separation, he speaks of the separation of Jagannath Puri and how there's two types of separation happening. And this is something which my Gurudev said that he's heard from his Gurudev, and that was coming from his heart. And the term that Govinda Maharaj used was the same term, and that's Radha Viraha Vidur Krishna and Krishna Viraha Vidur Radha. That in Puri, Radha is feeling separation from Krishna, and Krishna is feeling separation from Radha.
What's the word after viraha?
Vidur. Vidur, I don't know the meaning of Vidur. But the exact meaning is Radha is feeling separation from Krishna, and Krishna is feeling separation from Radha. This is very Gugu Gaga language, and something that's so much far beyond this material world. It's a transcendental topic. Using material language isn't going to actually explain it, because I'm not actually realized. But I'm just repeating like a parrot what I've heard from my Gurudev. So in this way, he felt so much attracted to my Gurudev said he felt so much attracted to Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj because he was preaching the same Tattva Siddhanta as our Guru, Param Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. He boldly preached about Manjari Bhav. He boldly preached about Manjari. He boldly preached about how Srila Prabhupada comes in this line, which we're coming and hearing from, and how it's been revealed all of our successing acharyas have come from this place in the spiritual world. And he came in ISKCON, but he came in ISKCON in a very special way. So he was actually married. His mother desired for him to marry, but when he... Hold on, I'm just getting a note here. I have it in my pictures. When he was younger in his marriage life, he wrote this poem. It goes, "Oh Prabhu Gopal, please make me a yogi sannyasi. I don't need anything. Prabhu, I'm not asking you for material opulence, respect, glory, or anything else. You may give those things to my younger brother, Kripa Sindhu. Let him maintain your family," my family. Yeah. Make me a samsara vairagi yogi, a renunciant of family life. Let me beg that prema dhan, that wealth of love of Godhead, and let me distribute prem and ananda. Let me serve you. Please shower this mercy upon me. Prabhu, please bless me with prema bhakti, ecstatic love for you. So this mood of renunciation and sannyas was already so deeply embedded within his heart before he even receiving. So in the very first interaction he had with Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada asked him, "Have you taken sannyas yet?" And okay, I will give you. But Srila Bhakti Vedanta Bhagavat Maharaj told me that at first he didn't give it right away. He gave first his name at the time when he left his family life to be a renunciant. He left in a garb of just 2 gumshas and had long hair and was going all around the Himalayas looking for a guru who could teach him about the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And he couldn't find, he was not satisfied. When he came in Vrindavan, he saw ISKCON, he saw the post, like the big advertisements of, he saw Srila, or someone gave him a Back to Godhead magazine, and he saw Srila Prabhupada's face and he said, "This is my guru." So he immediately went to go try to find him at once. And in that interaction, Srila Prabhupada said, "I will give you sannyas." And everybody was so surprised. Wait, what is this person? But a little later on, he was given the service to start up the preaching center in Bhubaneswar in Orissa. And at first, he had given him only saffron cloth, brahmacharya, and there were many other people in the movement who were longer there, quote unquote, than him. So people weren't really following his instruction. So at that time, at one point, everybody had left. It was just Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj, the locals, and Sripad Bhagavat Maharaj, who had the opportunities to stay with him and serve him before there was electricity and anything. And at one point, Srila Prabhupada came and visited and stayed in this simple place. And sometime after that, I think he took sannyas. So his name was Gour Gopal when he was traveling as a mendicant. And when Srila Prabhupada gave him his first initiation, he gave him the name Gour Govinda. And he's a Rasikacharya, something that's not explainable by my language. But I am very, very fortunate to have had the opportunity to hear some things from him, about him. When he was leaving this world, in this pastime, there was so many controversies happening about how he's boldly preaching the truth and how some societies were saying, oh, don't say these things. But he was not going to listen to what others were saying. And at this time, he started exhibiting some symptoms. He manifested some very unique things that were not seen before in the main Vaishnava society at that time, where he, in the middle of kirtan, would scream and say, Nishringa, Nishringa's in the room, and then faint. And all of these very ecstatic, otherworldly things that only you see from a pure Vaishnava, pure devotee. And Sri Bhagavat Maharaj was actually there when all of this happened. And he was in the room with, or he was in the car ride back when he woke up finally from this experience. And he told me that he asked Srila Gour Govinda Maharaj, so what happened? And they were just them in the car when he first woke up. And he said, oh, I am very sick. I was very sick. And then Srila Gour Govinda Maharaj, he said, Srila Bhagavan Maharaj said, but Maharaj, Krishna, Jai Shri Radharaman Vihari Ju Ki Jai. He said, Kinchana Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj came when you were unconscious because they wanted to send you to the hospital. But we got a second opinion from him, and he said you were in Bhav. He put a thread in front of your nose and all of these things. And then he told me that Gour Govinda Maharaj said, oh, Krishnadas came. No, I was just very sick. I was very sick. He would not reveal anything. And this goes to show the true nature of a Vaishnav, who's always very humble and always keeping these gems of realization in a closed box, because they're very fragrant like camphor, and when you leave camphor outside, it evaporates. So Vaishnavas are extremely simple, but extremely difficult also to understand, because the material mind cannot perceive the transcendental subject matters. So I'll end there. Thank you for giving me some opportunity to speak. Yes?
When did Srila Prabhupada meet for you?
I didn't write it down. I don't remember.
It was around the time when they were establishing in 1975 this Krishna Balaram temple.
So it was around the time when they were establishing in 1975 the Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan.
What? You want to speak about Srila Gour Govinda Maharaj? Okay, you have 3 minutes.
Okay, Vanchakalpa Tirubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Excellent debut. Excellent debut. Very excellent debut.
Yes.
Madhavi?
Yeah, I just want to elaborate a little bit about the pastime of his transcendental speech, because I lived in the Mumbai temple
Vasant?
there.
Oh, how he left. Yeah, oh, I didn't say that. He left during.
And his lectures were so intense, he would transform his physical body and get very loud, to the point where my, at that time I was a little boy, he'd run to me, hey, there's a fight in the temple room. Because I said, really, there's a fight. He would get very, very heavy in his speech. He would, like a lion, that is preaching his points.
Thank you so much. There was one topic actually I really wanted to bring up, but I forgot to write it down, and you just reminded me. So the most amazing thing, when he actually did choose to leave this world, in the middle of speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, in the middle of Harikatha, he chose in that very moment, while he's giving class, he just says, okay, bolo, bolo, everybody chant, and then he just, that's what Bhagavan Maharaj told me. Anyways,
I'll clarify for you.
yeah, you clarify for me.
One of his servants wrote that he basically two ladies.
Yeah.
That Maharaj, he was in the room and he received the visit of two disciples, two like aspiring devotees, and they were already okay. So and they were asking about basically the question was why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chose to be in Jagannath Puri instead of just staying in Vrindavan. And basically, he started to explain the pastimes of Radha when she was almost leaving the body, kind of. And when Krishna came and with Subhadra Balaram, and then they get the form of Jagannath in ecstasy by seeing Radha in that form. And when he was speaking that, he was choking up, like so intense, like was the emotion, and then he couldn't continue speaking. Like the disciples had like a long list of questions, and he couldn't continue. And he just like, no, I have to go. He just came back to the room. He asked one of his disciples, I think his servant, bring me the picture of Gopal Yu, his deity, like the deity that his family served. And he was just seeing Gopal Yu. Then I think they did some kirtan, and then basically he left the body in a very static mood. And the disciple didn't expect that, and took a while to realize that literally he left the body, and it was just like shocking for everybody. Was unexpected, but yeah, the story is very beautiful. Like there is a book. When Good Fortune Arise, that is with all the descriptions about his life and his main teachings. So it's a beautiful book. I haven't read it all, but I read some parts, and I really recommend it because it's really beautiful about him.
Thank you.
Govinda, do you still want to speak?
Actually, almost everything I know has been already spoken, but I want to add anyway something.
Okay, please.
Because they're just repeating everything that's been written and told about the years.
Let me take this. Just the mic.
Yeah, this is, anyway, this is in honor of the Acharya. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Okay, good. Now speak.
Thank you. Didi Dandava pranams. I offer my humble Dandavat pranams infinite times. At the
Okay, good.
lotus
Now
feet of
just
my-
tell the story.
Yes. Oh. With great humility, I offer my Dandavat pranams.
Please follow
Srila
instructions.
Gurudev and to Srila Gour Govinda Swami. I'm most unqualified to speak. So, but anyway, I had Srila Gour Govinda Swami has had an impact directly in my life. So that's why I wanted to,
Okay,
for the
speak.
sake of purifying my heart, say something. So he was.
Time's up.
He's still such an incredible Acharya, Srila Gour Govinda Swami, that definitely after Srila Prabhupada, he's in my eyes he was the Acharya. So anyway, when he came, he had been traveling all around India. Like he went up to somewhere to Kanyakumari, which is the southernmost portion of India, and then up to Himalayas, somewhere Badrinath and all that. He was searching for a guru who would teach him. He'd teach him like about Srimad Bhagavatam, three things: Srimad Bhagavatam, Hare Krishna mantra, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He had been, actually, he was born, like Madhusudan Prabhu was mentioning, he was born in a very highly exalted
Don't
Vaishnava
repeat,
family.
just say something
Yes,
extra.
yes, I'm adding. So he was, so he had like a habit, because his father left, when his father left the world, so the family responsibilities came on his shoulder, and he, despite being like a school teacher in a local school in Orissa, so then he, while doing his work for the government as a school teacher, then government job, so then same time he kept like a strict sadhana of waking up every morning 4 a.m. in order to chant Hare Krishna mantra, to worship Tulsi Devi, and to teach Bhagavad Gita every day, and then he handled his school teacher job, but he was always like praying, especially on year 1973. He was actually writing like a diary every day throughout the years, and in his diary it was kind of like in the form of prayers to the family deity Gopal Jiu, that was their family deity in Gadaigiri, located also there in Orissa, the family deities, and this was all written like prayers to him, all these entreaties in the diary. And then in the year 1973, especially, it's been discovered there that he was kind of like getting into the mood of renouncing the world, and he had been very detached in his family life. And
You're saying the same thing that
Yes.
Madhu said.
Right.
Okay,
Anyway,
then no more.
yeah. So and then ultimately he left 1974, and then he traveled around like 1 year. And then he finally came, after traveling all around the country, he came all around India. Then ultimately he came to Vrindavan. And there, actually, when they were doing this, in 1975, they were doing this inauguration ceremony of Krishna Balaram Mandir. There was one person was supposed to take sannyas. According to everybody was aware that one person among Srila Prabhupada's disciples will be taking sannyas. So, but then they were looking. There was this fire yagya supposed to be done, and they could see that there was not only clothes for one person to take sannyas. There were 2 sets of sannyas robes, and they were wondering, who is the other one then? And then they were asking Srila Prabhupada, who is the other one then taking sannyas? Because there's two sets of clothes around this fire sacrifice arena. And then Srila Prabhupada said, yes, it's this my disciple. Gour Govinda Prabhu will take sannyas also. And then the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they were saying, no, but he's that new boy, he's the new devotee. And then Srila Prabhupada said, no, you are the new devotees. He's a Vaishnava from birth. And then everybody was astonished. And then anyway, this ceremony was performed, and then Srila Prabhupada made him, because he was aware of Srila Gour Govinda Swami's like being a very learned personality. So and he had been actually like attached to Srimad Bhagavatam from childhood already. His mother had detected when he was just a small child that whenever his child, when he was like upset or sad or something like that, simply if he got in his hands Srimad Bhagavatam, the child could just be calmed down as a young boy. So, and this was of course understood to be greatly auspicious and a sign of a great Vaishnava. So, and then Srila Prabhupada engaged him in translating some book quite immediately when he got the initiation, to translate one book of Srila Prabhupada into Hindi, and it's called Perfection of Yoga. And then ultimately...
Into Hindi or Oriya?
Into Hindi, yeah. And then later on, he was also... Actually, he made a great contribution to the entire Orissa by translating all of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada's books into his own mother tongue, into Oriya language. And then then he began to actually travel around the world. I think it was 1985, just like 1 year before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's 500th anniversary celebration started. So 1 year before that, he started to travel around the world.
You have 30 seconds.
Yes. So and then he left this world in 1996. Actually, I was personally that year in India. I was traveling there, and I had his darshan in 1992 in Mayapur, Sri Chaitanya Chandrodaya Mandir of ISKCON. And when I saw him speak, I mean, I had seen all these ISKCON gurus throughout the years, all sannyasis gurus speak, but I mean, all right, I understood everything they said, and I could understand they are on some certain level, but when I saw him speak, I recognized this was completely incredible. It was like coming to the assembly of the, Shukadev Goswami, Maharaja Pariksit speaking, and he is the Shukadev Goswami speaking, addressing the assembly, complete, like every word he's speaking, like from some kind of it was like I'm listening to real pure Shabda Brahma first time in my life. I was completely astonished. This personality must be a self-realized soul. He's like Shukadeva Goswami. I was completely astonished. I couldn't believe that all my life throughout the years I had been ISKCON, nobody had ever mentioned his holy name even one time. I couldn't believe it. And then later on, then I was very fortunate that somebody just, something happened. Somehow or another I was having to leave the country. Somebody said, you should go back to your country in Europe and all that, forget about being in India. But somebody succeeded to trick me to stay there a longer time and somehow got the mercy to go actually to Jagannath Puri, and from there, from Puri, because I had been in Mayapur all that time and just doing seva and all that. So, but then somebody, yes. So then from Jagannath Puri, I went to his temple in Bhuvaneshwar, and I got the mercy of hearing more of his Harikatha there, and just briefly even speak something with him. And it's unforgettable and unbelievable that we have this kind of acharyas who actually are completely transcendently situated personalities and who are self-realized souls. And there's no doubt about it that Srila Govinda Swami is a eternally liberated being and an eternal associate of Radha and Krishna, no doubt about it. And I thank you so much for allowing me to say something. There's so much more to tell about him, but you kindly allowed me to say at least something. Huh?
Just go right to it. Don't take 15 minutes to go around it and then say it.
Yes. Right. Srila Gour Govinda Swami ki jai.
It'll be a lot easier to hear from you because you're saying some wonderful things. So just go right to it instead of, dragging it out. Thanks.
Could I ask if you had any pastimes with
I heard him give one lecture in the 90s. And then I read about him from Srila Gurudev's, what is that? The Rath Yatra book, how Srila Gour Govinda Maharaj met him, and I spoke about that yesterday. And then when we were doing the book Swarup of the Jiva, which is to prove that we don't get our constitutional position from association, like if I'm a gopi or a coward boy or a mother type associate. And so he's also in that book. We found some nice quote of him. All right. Yes, so we also took his help a lot when we were doing the book Journey of the Soul. Because Journey of the Soul, it doesn't sound like a debative book, but it is. Because the ISKCON leaders were preaching that we fell from Goloka Vrindavan. So Gurudev told us to do a book, 2 books. One, to prove that Prabhupada is a gopi, Manjari, not a coward boy. And the other one was to prove that we never fell from Goloka Vrindavan. we came from the marginal point. And so he had already written a very small book proving that about the soul not falling from Goloka. And so we took many, many quotes from him there. That was my experience. Okay, so here we are. The reason I'm so eager to get to this point here is that something that I was looking for yesterday, like why, besides the fact that my unfortunate godbrother blasphemed Gurudev and said that Srila Prabhupada would never have wanted Gita Govinda to be published. But also, there was a distinct, that had to have come from a distinct misinterpretation about Srila Prabhupada's desire or not desire for sadhaks to aim for Raganuga Bhakti. Because there was a verse that Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj talks about, which was grossly misinterpreted. So Srila Gurudev asked me to speak with Sripad Madhav Maharaj about that verse. He's a big Sanskrit scholar. Incredible. So this is my conversation with Sripad Madhav Maharaj. Anyone who wants to discredit a pure devotee, like they did with, as it was discussed, with Srila Gour Govinda Goswami Maharaj. Like I mentioned yesterday that he came to see Srila Gurudev shortly before his disappearance, and he was lamenting so much and said, they're banning me from so many countries, they're not allowing me to speak the truth. So, similarly, this particular person and his followers were saying that Gurudev was going against Srila Prabhupada. So, I'll read it. Sripad Bhaktivedanta Madhav Maharaj is a disciple of Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj. He's a Shiksha disciple of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj and has been his personal servant and secretary since 1979. In the following interview of May 4th, 2006, he was asked to share his understanding regarding statement 3 of this video documentary, which is totally bogus. Okay, and Gurudev didn't often ask me to write, to write these articles. One time I was speaking with him on the phone. I was in one country, he was in another. He said, I'm feeling your separation. I thought that's pretty ridiculous. I know he's feeling separation from Raghunath Das Goswami and Radharani. So then I asked him, how can you say that you're feeling separation from me, a fallen conditioned soul? He said, I'm feeling separation from your articles. So you really get a lot of enlightenment if you look at this website. Because we were starting to do the article proving that Prabhupada is a gopi, because somebody was writing that he was a coward boy on the internet. And Gurudev was pushing, yes, you must do it. All right, so here's the interview. Question. The narrator of the documentary, the universal teacher, that's why our website was called the unconventional teacher. Quoted Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada's verse, Matala Hari Jane Vishaya Range Pujala Ragapata Gaurava Bange. Then he gave the translation. Always worship the path of Ragamarg, means Raganuga Bhakti, spontaneous devotion. Do not rush ahead, like worship it like that. Do not rush ahead. Keep yourself a little distant and below. One who transgresses this instruction will be cast down. That is the motto of the Gaudiya Math. That's a bold statement. And then I said, so can you explain that verse actually? So he said, the English you quoted is not the translation. It's a statement by Pujapad Charana Bhakti Rakshak Srila Maharaj. He did not mean for this statement to be the translation. So then I asked, then what is the translation? And Sripad Madhu Maharaj said, Pujala Ragapata Gaurava Bhange. Ragapata, spontaneous devotion. What is the spontaneous devotion? Then he quoted the Srimad Bhagavatam. Iste swarasiki raga paramabhistita bhavet tanmaya ya bhavet bhakti shatra raga mikodita. When one becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his natural inclination to love is fully absorbed in thoughts of the Lord. That is called transcendental attachment. And devotional service according to that, following that attachment, not following, that according to that attachment is called ragatmika, spontaneous devotional service. So Maharaj is saying, Raga Bhakti is the devotion situated in the hearts of the eternal associates of Krishna in Braj. Here, the word Gaurava Bhange refers to the breaking. Bhange means to break. Like when Krishna is breaking the man of Radhika, it's called man Bhange, breaking. So, the word Gaurava Bhange refers to breaking the awe and reverence mood, Gaurava, by Raga Bhakti. Raga Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti, breaks the mood of awe and reverence. The word Matala means complete absorption. The reason I really wanted to get to this, and I was hurrying you, I'm so sorry about that, is that this was Gurudev's fighting mood, which he was so often doing and so famous for. Where am I? So, the word range, the word matala means complete absorption in the Lord, their worshipful deity. The word range refers to Sri Krishna's many pastimes. Harijana means those who are the kith and kin or intimate associates of Sri Hari or Krishna. They are absorbed in Vishaya Range. Sri Krishna is the only Vishaya or the object of worship, the enjoyer of everyone's worship. And all others are ashraya, as was discussed yesterday, the repository or container of the devotion to the enjoyer of the devotion. These devotees are absorbed in his pastimes. Can you make this louder? Because of the rag in their hearts, they have no awe and reverence mood. In this world, they worship ragapat, or the path of complete absorption in the attachment to Sri Krishna. By this, they also teach us how to enter, not just keep afar, how to enter and practice Raganuga Bhakti. Why do we want to worship this path? We are now aspiring sadhak jivas, and our ultimate object is to attain Raga Bhakti. For that, we have to go step by step. By following the correct process, we will gradually enter Raganuga Bhakti, and then we will attain Raga Bhakti, or we will be an associate of Krishna directly in Goloka Vrindavan. So then, again the verse. Matala Hari Jane Vishaya Range, Pujala Raga Pata Gaurava Bhange. Sometimes this Bengali verse is found with the words Vishaya Range, and sometimes, as in the inscription on the wall of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, with Kirtana Rangi. In either case, the import is the same. With Vishaya Rangi, the servants of Hari revel in satisfying his transcendental desires. They worship the path of spontaneous devotion, whereby awe and reverence is overthrown. You can ask questions if you want after. Internally, the Hari Janas are absorbed in their pastimes with Sri Krishna, and externally they teach us by their example how to worship the path of Rag. Rag means spontaneous devotion, the devotion of Sri Krishna's friends, parents, and beloveds. In other words, the Raganuga Bhaktis worship the Ragatmika Bhaktas, the Manjaris, the Gopis, the mothers, the friends, and they follow in their footsteps. They don't keep far. They are maddened with the ambition to fulfill his desires. The Harijanas, who revel in fulfilling his desires. So Srila Narayana Goswami Maharaj explains that this verse applies to liberated associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this world, who have come as Raganuga Bhaktas. Sriman Mahaprabhu appeared in the world along with his associates. This verse refers to his associates. It doesn't refer to conditioned souls who were with him during his time, as well as to those who appeared after him. So when the verse has Kirtanarangi, means the servants of Hari revel in the chanting of the holy name. They worship the path of spontaneous devotion, whereby awe and reverence is overthrown. Then the next section is called the real existence of Bhaktisiddhanta. Some devotees say that this verse originally manifested from the lips of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and some say it manifested from the lips of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. Either way, according to Srila Sridhar Maharaj himself, this verse is the heart of Srila Saraswati Thakur. And then I'm not going to mention the name of my unfortunate godbrother who manifested the wrong translation. One of his websites has a link to a very short 15-second audio statement, you can hear his voice, of Srila Sridhar Maharaj referring to this verse. We therefore have the good fortune to hear his recorded voice. Pujala Ragapata Gaudava Bange. This is what he said. Pujala Ragapata Gaudava Bange. This is Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Vani. The real existence of Bhaktisiddhanta is there. Is there any more to this, Vasanti? Or is that the end? Okay, so the real translation of this verse, which they misunderstood, and by misunderstanding criticized Srila Gurudev. Let's see. The meaning is, the servants of Hari, the Hari Janas, revel in satisfying the Lord's transcendental desires. They worship the path of spontaneous devotion, whereby awe and reverence is overthrown. And the wrong translation was, always worship the path, like to us, always worship the path of Ragamarg, spontaneous devotion. Do not rush ahead. Keep yourself a little distant and below. One who transgresses this instruction will be cast down. That was the motto of the Gaudiya Mutt. It wasn't. So does everybody get that? In order to criticize a devotee in the name of glorifying another devotee, you discredit both devotees. You must misinterpret the scripture in order to do that. The GVP, Gurudev's publishing arm, published a booklet called Our Gurus, One in Siddhanta and One at Heart. I hope that you'll all read that book. This is a debate booklet. The opposing party, my unfortunate God brothers and God sisters, quoted some statements from Srila Gurudev to try to show that he's different and opposite of Srila Prabhupada. So they quoted partial quotes from both. And then our booklet was mainly the full quotes of Prabhupada and Gurudev, just to show that they're saying the same thing. So I guess it's 10 to 10. Vasanti? We should end here, right? Okay, we should end here so that we go on to the day. And if there's no holiday, actually there's a holiday also today. And it's the disappearance day of one of Srila Prabhupada's godbrothers, and a couple of days ago was the disappearance day of another one. So we want to bring auspiciousness to our bhakti path. So in the next class we'll discuss that, and perhaps Srila Prabhupada's Upadeshavali, which was his last statements. Did everybody get the point here? All right, great. All right, no questions? No questions. Okay, Gour Premanandi. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudeva ki jai. Okay. Srila Gour Govinda Goswami Maharaja ki jai ho. And if you want to read more about Srila Gour Govinda Maharaj, you can read the book, what is that? The book that we published, Ratha Yatra.